Welcome to the professors. We ain't crazy. We're licensed.
Fully licensed.
Fully licensed.
Fully licensed. Who let us get fully licensed?
I'm Dr. Mark Brana, licensed clinical professional counselor.
Casey Casillas Nichols, HBIC.
Head bitch and child.
Yes.
Always.
Yes, sir.
Shamika Green, Tesla Queen, licensed marriage and family therapist.
Queen of Detroit.
Queen of Detroit, and a whole bunch of other shit. What's up?
Shit.
I just got back from the D. What's
Yeah.
up?
Oh, you did have an appointment, huh?
I did.
I didn't even take it like that when she said it, but she did say though that she's
did.
in Vegas. No. See, Mark,
She
don't
did.
do that. Look at you already trying to put words in my mouth. I was about to say, I'm mentioning something she said on Instagram about
What'd I say?
about being in Vegas or about like you need to come back to Vegas or I was going to text her the side eye roll of like,
Right.
girl.
They talking about my dick appointments. Okay.
Notice it was plural.
Don't go in on me. Well, I'm glowing. Good morning, guys.
Boy.
Good morning.
Good
Me
morning.
too. I had one this morning too. So.
See?
Hmm.
Put a little smile on your face. All right. Good morning.
So this morning we are going to be discussing compassion fatigue.
Can you tell I'm suffering from it right now? With a hat on,
Right.
with
Bitch
the,
be tired.
Right.
Don't look at my
That's
face.
what it mean. Right.
It's definitely something that happens in our field, but not just in our
Man.
field. It happens in a myriad of places. Compassion fatigue is defined as as a form of emotional and physical exhaustion that results from prolonged exposure to the suffering of others, especially in caregiving or helping roles.
Yeah.
It's often described as the cost of caring.
I'm glad you broke that down so people can know, though. You know, too, what that look like. It's basically, in layman terms, bitch be tired.
Well, and it's something too that I talk
Like,
about.
This is tired.
Right.
Yeah.
And that's
yeah.
tough.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Because it's going to happen with the field that we're in, and if you look at doctors, nurses, even caretakers, if you're caretaking for a sick relative or something, it is something that is going to happen. And it's pretty profound when it does,
Mhm.
Yeah.
As a therapist, have you guys ever experienced that?
Man, yes. Okay, let me just ask this, though, first. Because I feel like, I think I'm coming up on my 10-year or 11-year anniversary as a therapist. How long have you guys been a therapist? Like,
See,
12 years.
Scott just asked me a question like that, and I just gave him years because I can't do the
Really?
math. Yes, the fuck I look like.
12 years.
12 years. Okay. So
Weren't
you're a veteran.
weren't we all in?
You
supervision
graduated
at-
first.
I did.
You
I
beat
graduated
Not
us.
this bitch going on her 15th
No,
year.
this is- No,
Yeah.
this is
What?
true. I did graduate before you guys did, but you guys got licensed before I did.
Correct.
Okay. So maybe we're all
Now,
around the
now
same.
who's the triple OG around this motherfucker?
Right.
Right.
OG.
Triple OG.
But 'cause I was thinking about it, I'm thinking like over time, that has to have an impact on you. And I think for me, it definitely does. Like, I think for me, compassion fatigue, I feel myself being different from what I used to be, like kind of numb, right?
Mhm.
To stuff.
Yeah.
And people tell me, and I just be like, okay, and I just handle it. Like, it's not a lot of.
That's exactly why I was just
Man,
saying, Scott.
it's
Like
not
feeling,
a lot of.
I hate to say, I just blurted out. Like I feel
Right.
just jaded. Like there's certain
Yeah.
things like
and I don't like that
it
for me.
sucks. It's not good because then
Yeah.
it's like, I think for me, mine's getting, and not jaded, but like my patience is
Mhm.
short.
Right.
And if a
Come on, talk about it.
client is talking to me about, I don't know, usually it's like housing or something, and it's like their sixth try, you know what I mean? And it's, I would never sit here and say like somebody's time is like not worth my time or anything
Correct.
like that, right? But then I catch myself just like getting impatient
Mhm.
with the whole process of them telling me their story, telling me everything again. That's like, yo. And then in the moment, I do it every single time because I don't ever allow myself to get into that where I'm like, bitch, you better check yourself. You better do it fucking fast.
Right.
Like in
Right.
like my most serious voice, inner voice I can have, because it's like, no, you're better than this. And if you're that fucking tired, then it's on
Mhm.
you and you need to do
Right.
something about it. Like
Right.
that person
What?
doesn't belong. That like
Yeah,
You know what I
like
mean?
kind of
Like,
don't
hey, Shamika,
deserve.
we already did this shit 6 times. Like, nobody
Right.
wants to hear that shit.
Right.
You know
That's
what I mean?
true.
Like,
That's true.
Well, and that's those are some of the symptoms, right? That numbness to things, that difficulty experiencing empathy, which for us, very important
Please
when we're with our
diagnose me because
clients.
I need to know how much of this I have.
You know, feeling helpless or hopeless, being irritable, being a little more cynical than
Irritable.
you normally would be.
Okay.
And you kind of avoid people or
okay.
situations that involve any kind of emotional engagement. So I know, like, when I'm going through that compassion fatigue and everything, like, I don't want to be around my wife. I don't want to be around my kids. I kind of want to just isolate and separate.
Yeah.
And it's really hard because, you know, we sit here and we spend so much energy, so much of ourselves with our clients day in, day out. And, you know, it builds, and then, you know, we have to remain, you know, we have to be able to do our jobs, like you said, and it makes us more of a liability.
yeah. And then it also, on like the other side of it, makes you feel like a shitty partner,
100%.
a shitty parent,
100%.
completely checked out. Like, that shit sucks. Like,
It
I
does.
know
It
right
really,
now,
really does.
like, when I come home, I say hi to the kids. Everybody's fed. Okay, I go upstairs, take a shower, and then just lay there like, God, please take me now. Like,
Yeah.
Right.
I'm ready when you are. You know what I mean?
You just
And,
Right.
don't
like,
have the wherewithal.
and even like this week, all the kids had their fucking, what is it? Like, open
Back to
houses
school
and
stuff,
all
yeah.
this bullshit. And like,
Same.
and then I ended up having like a mini, I ended up talking with a coworker about something like super, just deep and intimate that like, it just made me cry. You know what I mean? And I
Mhm.
think I
Mhm.
shared with you guys when I got back what I had to do. So it had
Mhm.
to deal with that situation again.
Okay.
And it fucked me up.
Yeah.
And it's like, it's when you carry everybody's and not carry, because I'm not like worried
Right.
about other clients. Like, again, seasoned therapist, so knows better
Not
than to carry
interns.
that. Yeah. But that's important to know
Mhm.
because it's not just like newbies that don't know how to do it. It's us
Right.
too. Like, it's sometimes
100%.
the pressure is just so much where I was like, I told Ryan, I was
But
like, I
you're
can't go.
human.
Yeah.
Yeah, like you're literally human. And I think sometimes this job can be, well, I told to another friend who's a therapist, I said, sometimes it can be self-abandoning because here you are, you might have your own shit, you know, like, because you're human.
Certainly.
Yeah, you definitely do.
You have life outside of being a therapist.
You could just be okay in the mood or finally getting your shit together. And then guess what? Something happens. It's a crisis. You have to answer it. You know,
Mhm.
like, so it's like, damn, okay. So I kind of really relate to what you were saying, like open house, doing stuff for kids, all of that. I had that yesterday with my son. But then I
Yeah.
also was like trying to manage a client with their stuff. And I'm like, okay, wait, we
Right.
gotta, you know, like, let me put this part on hold. Let me do what I need to do for my family. It's important, but it's not immediate, you know? So
Yeah.
it's like,
Mhm.
damn, you know, like,
It's like you damned if you do and you damned if you
Right.
don't.
Correct.
And maybe that
Right.
expectation is not set by whoever, but
It's
internally,
internal.
I know, like, just as a
Yeah.
good therapist or a
Mhm.
good parent, you're going to feel guilty on both sides of the
Both
coin.
sides.
It
Yeah.
doesn't even matter.
yeah.
And
Yeah.
with one of the new settings I'm working in, getting to see it from like the primary care side, like the doctors and the nurses and everything too,
Okay.
it's very similar in that, you know, because you put so much in to make sure these people are okay as they come in, and yeah, you carry a lot with you and it's hard. You know,
Yes.
you know, one of the things too is compassion, fatigue, and burnout, right?
Mhm.
Because while they're similar, they're not quite the same. And there's burnout is more related to the chronic stress in the workplace, but not
Okay.
necessarily related just to the exposure of other people suffering.
Okay.
Burnout typically is more gradual, where compassion fatigue can happen pretty suddenly to people. Burnout can affect anybody,
Okay.
where compassion fatigue is often for those where they are in a position where they must be empathetic, caretaking,
Hmm.
mental health.
Okay.
Does
you know-
teachers, you think, fall under that?
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
They have to be able to
Compassion
be.
fatigue?
They
Oh,
have
yeah.
to be
Uh-huh.
empathetic
Mhm.
to the kids.
Right.
You know, and compassion fatigue has that emotional numbing and that withdrawal that we talked about. Where burnout, you're just more tired. You
Okay.
are physically tired.
The burnout.
You are physically, emotionally, and mentally tired. Where for burnout, where compassion fatigue is that emotional numbing and that withdrawing. And
So that's the
everything.
difference.
Correct.
Okay, so burnout could be like if you were in survival mode and you're just
Correct.
hustling, going,
Correct.
right? And that could be anybody, any
Any
setting.
kind of stress.
Okay, but yeah, compassion fatigue. Okay, I can see that because, like we said, the numbing. Like,
Yeah.
not only are we dealing with clients that have stuff and then your own stuff, but then I'm also like the person where I had to draw boundaries where I am the go-to friend too sometimes, and I'm like, I don't have it today. You know, like I love you and all that, but people will literally send me like a 15-minute voice note, and I'm like, I don't have it. You know, like I just don't have it. I don't have it. So that's what I mean about being numb. I'm like, I don't have it, you know? And so that becomes tough because people do be like, oh, you know, like want to talk to you or this. And then you feel like you're a shitty friend or parent or whatever, but you don't have it. You just don't.
Yeah. Yeah. It's hard. And I'm glad he brought up boundaries, right? Because when,
I have none. When it comes to this shit, I don't. I can sit there and say that.
With such a unique population, right? Because working with like the homeless, working with drug addicts, working with the populations that are in dire need to like have even the most basic needs met, it's very different than working with clients, where
my cat died or something.
Yeah, like their first world problems,
this shit, like, I've been feeling this way since grad school.
Correct.
Because we were in the same program, correct?
No.
Who?
Oh, you didn't go to that one?
No, I went to a clinical mental health program, but not at UNLV.
That one. Okay.
Yeah.
So the UNLV one just fucking wiped the
100%.
bitch out. Wiped the bitch out.
Really?
Yeah. But I thought it was like I took it as like a therapist boot camp of this is how shit's going to be.
What does that look like?
Right.
Because I don't know what you're
saying.
saying.
This is
just a brief.
That's not an inaccurate description of how it should be.
For sure. That's
what is it?
Yeah.
Because I need.
So the program was in person. There was no online shit at all. It was like maybe the summer school classes were whatever. Everything else was in person. So it was everything that you can think of. Like it was almost like a 2-year, but for me it was like 1.5 years of seeing your shit the entire way.
Right.
And dabble that with a little bit of high school shit because motherfuckers wanted to be petty and
Always.
blah, 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 blah. And what I loved about it is that it was so short of a time, but then you can see each of us either grow to be like a fantastic fucking counselor or somebody who's not on shit. And when I got like my first semester, I got picked on for something that somebody alleged that I did. Right? Okay, cool, whatever. But told the whole cohort, nobody fucked me. Like, I don't give a fuck. Like, I'm here to do me. I'm not here to make friends,
we know
whatever.
How you roll. Right.
So then we go to the practicum classes.
Right.
And this chick that wanted to start shit got up there and we had to like dress like how a therapist would dress, which I got
Quote,
points.
unquote.
I got points deducted because a bitch was wearing a suit with a Star Wars shirt underneath. And I was like, I'm still going to be me.
Picture.
I'll show it to you. I'm still going to be me. And
I want to see that picture.
Why would they deduct
the doctor
points?
was like, I got to deduct points because it's not professional enough. I was like, and then I argued it and he just laughed and he's
I want
like,
to see that shit.
he's like, you know what? Like, you're meant to do this shit. Because I'm like, no, I'm going to be me.
Yeah.
It was a green Yoda shirt. And it said something like,
nice.
It said the whole do or do not. You know what I mean?
There
like,
is no try.
I said, this is very philosophical and thought-provoking. Thank you very much, Dr. Berman. I'm talking to you, Dr. Berman. Love him.
Talk about how you're supposed to even dress as a therapist, though. You know, like
but
cardigan, bitch.
Either way, I appreciated that, and I love him. So, then the girl goes up, and then she starts doing her thing, and she clearly had a kid in a classroom that like identified something that had to be mandated reported, and she didn't say anything to anybody. Not anybody at the school, not anybody at, like everybody found out like right then and there. And so me and my petty ass Dr. Berman. Dr. Berman.
Right.
I believe that we're missing something here. It's like, you're right, Miss Casillas. You're right. Wonder what that is. He's like, why didn't you consult with a supervisor,
Correct.
CPS, the principal, somebody
go.
that you could have, the school, blah, blah, blah.
The Jesus.
Yeah.
Right.
Read her ass for filth. And I just sat there like, bitch. Like, and then I knew in that moment, like, I had nothing else to worry about because I was just a loner in grad school. It's just, chilling.
Well, grad
but
school is about getting your shit done.
yeah.
It's not about making friends.
No, absolutely not. It's like playing Uno. We're not friends. We're not friends at all. But I will
Druffle, bitch.
yeah,
Right.
but I will tell you, like, my best moment of the whole thing is that, like, it was one of the teacher's last years of teaching forever, right? And
Okay.
And so he was like, I want to be able to take a picture. You guys are my last class. This is the last day I'm ever going to teach and I'm retiring and blah, blah, blah. And we're like, all right, cool. So everybody like lines up, take the picture. And it's like fucking so silent. And somebody just rips one. Just fucking rips one of the teachers.
Are
like,
you serious?
as he's clicking it, it's like 1, 2, yeah. Oh. So he just kept clicking and he was like, I will never forget that shit because and then everybody's like looking around like fucking the Mexican standoff like, yo, bitch, was it you?
Wasn't me.
And to see the teacher's face was like,
what?
And I just sat here like, man, this is like a year and a half of my life with these jokers and this is the shit.
Right.
Like, this is the shit
This
that
sounds
we're
It's a
going
good
to
way to end.
All right, I guess.
You're like, fuck yeah.
Y'all ain't shit. Fucking nasty.
Right.
Little nasties.
Man.
But yeah, so I think of it as a boot camp because
Yeah.
it was cliquey. Everybody had their own way of like thinking how a therapist should be, should
Right.
look, should act.
Oh, man.
It was the whole thing. And man, like I was just the fucking Star Wars loving weirdo that had a bad mouth, but
Right.
you can put anybody in front of me. And I still challenge that. Like
Mhm.
my entire paycheck, you put anybody in front of me and I can conversate with them.
Yeah.
Bet.
Yeah, I would say the same.
Stand 10 toes down on that.
Yeah.
No, I would say the same. And, going into grad school, and I know when I hit my practicum, kind of the same thing. Like, I know people were trying to do it perfectly. I was like, I just kind of leaned into doing it my way. It felt forced to me if I tried to perfectly align to X, Y, and Z. And so I had to be more in the
Yeah.
moment. And
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 even that
everything.
would cause compassion fatigue because you're
100%.
going through shit of.
Yeah.
I don't even think I even spoke with my family during that, and because
Yeah.
I was just tired.
yeah,
Yeah, none nobody talk about the work that you had to do with that. Like, that's
Correct.
a lot, right? And then the expectations of what you're supposed to be or the
Right.
therapist supposed to look
I
like.
wish a motherfucker.
Because I
would.
know, like,
I had a
when...
great distraction during my practicum that I really didn't get into all that.
What?
My wife, we just started dating right
Oh,
then.
really?
So, yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So, like, that's when we had started dating.
You see, I'm like, oh, okay.
So, like, some of it, I was like on that, cloud 9
yeah.
high of things where I'm walking on sunshine going in.
Boy, I to see
You know.
those practicum videos, right?
My goodies.
Yeah.
My God,
Like, ain't nothing getting to me during that. 'cause,
You're like, okay.
yeah, we had just started dating. So,
Oh, yeah.
Damn.
Oh, yeah. It really was.
Mark's out here
Right.
getting love. I'm divorcing. I'm divorcing.
Right. Getting that
Two completely
nookie,
different
right,
experiences.
Right.
So, do you think society undervalues the emotional toll that caretaking has when it comes to people?
Yes. Well, let me say this, okay? Because this is something that recently made me real mad.
Right.
I was at an event, and probably because it would probably align with me and my stuff too. But I was at an event, and and it was for Juneteenth, and they were like, "Oh my God, you're a therapist," blah 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 blah, right? So I think it's a big thing in the Black
Mhm.
community when they know you're a therapist. It's like, oh, And so some people came up asking questions, and they were like, "Oh, I had a therapist, but she had some issues, and then she got divorced. Like, girl, what's up with you? Like, da da da." So I got mad. I was mad, right?
Right.
Because I was like, first of all, I didn't even know how they knew, whatever she was going through. But I was also like, she's a fucking human being, and they're like,
Right.
Yeah, like, girl, what? Get your life. What? Like,
Right.
this lady, is still a human being, still a woman, but they were like, yeah, we want somebody to do this and do that. And I'm like, I don't know what y'all think a therapist is. Like they are real life human beings that
Fucking Mother
deal with
Teresa.
shit.
Like,
Yeah,
you're not allowed to have a flaw.
Nothing.
You're not allowed
Right.
to.
I tell people about grief because, I specialize in that, but I also was like, personally, I went through grief, so
Right.
I'm thinking, what do you think a therapist really is?
Right.
Like, yeah, we have different tools, but to think that
Right.
we're not dealing with shit is crazy.
Right. What about those that are in, like, they have a sick relative, like with Alzheimer's or something,
Mm-hmm.
and they're doing the, the caretaking because they're trying to respect that person's wishes not to go into a home and everything, and the emotional toll and the compassion fatigue that goes with that.
You know what? I just saw a video yesterday morning of a mom of a special needs child
There you go.
who just had a complete meltdown. Complete meltdown in the bathroom of just screaming and yelling and being tired of having to clean shit. And like she must have panned over to the shower and there was shit everywhere.
Right.
And I think the kid was like 8 or 12
Really?
and like still wearing diapers and things like
Okay.
that. And she was going through it. And the comments were because it was like a thread of a thread. So like the original
Like
ones were just,
repost it?
like bashing her, just
Wow.
coming for her like, oh, as a mother, you should be embarrassed. You don't even deserve to have that child.
Man, fuck those
Blah,
people.
blah, blah, blah.
Man.
And then the one that I was reading was more of like, this is real fucking life. This is real shit motherfuckers
Right.
feel like.
100%.
And if anybody wants to sit there and say like, you've never, and it doesn't matter like what kind of circumstance.
right.
If you have a newborn baby, if you have a brand
There's
new
another one.
puppy, if you have anything that's going to disrupt your
Life.
daily routine, the shit's going to get to you. Because I'm not going to
100%.
sit here and say, when Quincy was born, I did not go into that bathroom, bring a pillow, and scream inside of it
Right.
because
Right.
I was tired and I was crying.
100%.
And like this poor mom of she's just trying to fucking live. And the thing was, the kid wasn't in the room. The kid was like nowhere to be seen. She did it by herself and she got ripped to shreds. And like there was no empathy or sympathy for her.
Can we talk about that?
Society's compassion fatigue.
Yes, because I think we lack empathy.
Oh,
Think about it.
100%.
Anything that you see posted, people are going in. People laughing at people
100%.
crying. People laughing at people
100%.
dying. And I'm just like, damn, what happened?
How much is social media responsible for that?
Man.
I mean, for today, it's like, it's one thing. But I think with people reporting it on the news, you got to remember, like, think back to like when we were kids, there were videos like Faces of Death. Where
I remember that.
Yeah, right? Where it's like, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I don't know why.
Your
Like my
friend had
stepdad.
to know
you went back.
somebody and able to
come on,
be able to learn.
Blockbuster. You don't win back. Damn, girl.
But what I'm
Okay.
saying is that like shit like that has been around
Did that shit
forever.
at Blockbuster?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Back
Oh,
when they
man.
used to
Yeah.
have but if you go to like
Be kind,
the
please
homegrown
rewind.
type
Yeah, you
things,
know.
it's like right there.
Yeah.
Oh,
My
okay.
stepdad loved that shit, and he's like, "I'll be right back. I gotta go."
Yeah, I
to
remember
the-"
it
And
was
I was
a big
like,
thing.
used to
Like,
watch it
yeah.
a lot
I had
in
a buddy
secret.
who would always
in secret though.
he would have the videos or whatever, and it's like we're gonna watch it. I'm like,
like, we
I was
gotta
like,
get the new Faces
about
of
2
Death.
minutes in, I'm like, I'm cool.
yeah,
Right.
like it was always one of those things like where I thought like, "Fuck, if I watch this, God's gonna judge me." Like I would
Right.
always like, I know my
was
mom
some
would,
wild shit.
yeah, but and like maybe like my stepdad said that most of it was fake. I don't know.
Right. That's what I heard.
Well, we can't.
But-
Yeah, we
I'm not
can't.
going to even go back to try to figure that
But
shit out. However,
going back though to like society, right, and how there's no compassion or empathy for people going through things.
There's not. But we didn't have that much exposure like we do
Correct.
now. It's everywhere of just
Correct.
death or whatever. A lot of stuff. Like we're exposed to a lot of
but
things.
I think it's our generation though
Yeah.
too. Like, are we all? Oh,
I'm
we're
Gen
not-
X.
You're Gen X too.
Am I? Where a bitch at?
And I think she is. I'm
Am I?
millennial.
Are you?
Yeah, I'm an old one. Excuse me, I'm an old one. Thank you.
Yeah.
I'm old, but a bitch is a millennial. Look, I can fix
No, I'm
my
Gen
hat.
X.
Yeah. Oh, please don't. But wait,
Okay,
now I forgot why I brought that up.
Well, because I had asked, like,
The fuck?
The fuck?
well, because people are more brutal on the internet now.
That's what it was.
Yeah.
But I grew up in Southern California watching fucking highway chases,
Right.
them jumping out of the car, getting fucking shot, and then the TV, then the TV cutting out.
Right.
I was there for that bank robbery thing.
Yeah.
I was there
Okay.
for fucking OJ. I was there for
How old was
the
you,
whole
Rodney
thing.
Juice
King?
is loose.
Yes, Rodney King too.
Uh-huh.
Like the whole fucking thing. So
Yeah.
I don't know if
Right.
everybody else's local news did that shit, but growing up, it was almost like a thing of if I got home in time, for sure there was gonna be a car chase on TV.
Right.
For fucking
You
sure.
can see it.
every single
Yeah.
time.
Well, and that's the start of it, I think. That's really
Yeah.
where
Right.
everything started.
Yeah.
Because the 24-hour news cycle was a new thing. CNN, like, I think, was like 83 or something, and they realized really quickly that there wasn't enough news to fill the day, so they had to fill it with other things, and then it just perpetuated this need for the constant like
Content.
material.
Yeah.
Like
content.
she said,
yeah.
those key moments, like OJ Simpson thing.
Right.
I remember Princess Diana, like that whole thing.
Yeah.
That was a
Yeah.
thing. But I just feel like now though, it's every second. Like
Yeah.
you could just log in
Yeah.
and see something very traumatic.
Right.
Without even asking to want to see it though.
Yes.
You know what I mean? So I think that's the difference.
Right.
You can literally cut on your phone right now and see something just totally like
Yeah.
traumatic.
So would it be safe to say then that all these things have really cut into like society's empathy for other people?
Absolutely. We lack empathy.
We do.
When I read stuff, I'd be like, damn, like people are
Yeah.
out cold. Like
Yeah. Well, and
that
I remember
scares me.
I remember when we had our first child and kind of going through it, and the best one of my colleagues, like she had twins at right around the same time, and I always felt bad because like we weren't getting a lot of sleep or whatever, and like she has twins. She has two that she's
Yeah.
dealing with, and
As a mama twin,
you know,
she did
yeah,
not.
yeah,
Yeah.
and everything, and like, but we would talk,
Uh-huh.
we would talk and everything about stuff, and I remember she just told me, she goes, "Listen, all parents lose their shit from time to time. You shouldn't be ashamed of that. Like all parents lose their shit,
Mm-hmm.
even if your kids are perfect."
Right.
Because I was feeling bad because like I was, clearly in having compassion fatigue and everything. And like we were tired and like there was just like I didn't want to do it. I didn't want to be
Yeah.
a parent, and she had, when she said that, it's like, damn.
But it's real.
Yeah.
Like that shit. I don't know how many times I said that shit.
Yeah.
Even now and then, like something tragic happens to like somebody I know, and then it brings it all back to reality of
Yeah.
like, man, I need to shut the fuck up sometimes.
Mhm.
You know what I
Mhm.
mean? And like remember what I have compared to what somebody doesn't have or did have at some point and lost. And remember
Yeah,
like where I
yeah.
stand with that shit.
That's
Because
a
Right.
big message.
it's, and then I think too, it's being cognizant of like how you bring things like that up, not knowing
Right.
what somebody else's story is, right?
Okay.
Like
Right.
my friend was saying how they can't relate to people with children, and then they can't relate to people without children, right? And she's in the middle of that.
okay.
And I sat there and I was like, fuck. And like you have to think if you had just lost a husband, you know what I mean? I'm not gonna be like, hey, let's me, you, Spoonie go out to go do this. Or
Right.
Right.
let me
Right,
tell you what me
right.
and Spoonie went on a
Mhm.
romantic vacation and did this, this, and this.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
Like
Right.
I think just keeping, but then it's like that we're social creatures and it's
Mhm.
hard to not do shit like that or just
Mhm.
saying like, hey, how are you doing? Or
Right.
Right.
and not incorporating anything because you have no idea what else somebody else is going through.
Yeah.
It just sucks because like you
Man,
wouldn't
it
know
does.
anyways.
You wouldn't know.
You wouldn't know
Correct.
anyways. But then to be cognizant of just people like I don't know. I think it's the not knowing that you're causing somebody else's pain sucks.
Right.
Does
Yeah,
that
it
make
does.
sense?
Yeah.
That sucks.
Because you don't know.
Yeah. Well, go ahead.
Well, no, I was just going to say too, really quick, too, of just like, I think a lot of people don't feel like they have safe spaces. So sometimes when I talk to people and I'm like, damn, where was you at? Where you been at? You know, like I just text somebody yesterday, damn, where you been at? Like, shit, I'm going through it. I just pull back. I'm like, damn, you think it's personal, but people really dealing with some heavy shit, you know? And so their way may just be
just step back for a minute. Yeah.
So I haven't heard from you just because I'm literally, shit, I'm trying to breathe, you know? So I was like, damn, I was like, you know, so it changed my whole, you know, perspective.
Right.
And then like, damn, girl, it ain't even about you. You know, like, this person really going through it.
Yeah. No, and that's very true.
You would never known unless you reached out to her.
Right.
You know what I mean? So it's,
Well, and I try to make it a habit too, like, because, you know, I've said it to you guys. I say it to my friends a lot, you know, if you need anything, let me know. And I try to make it a habit that, you know, when I say that, I actually mean it, because a lot of people will say it.
Right.
And then when shit comes up, like, ooh, you know, but I got shit going on that Tuesday.
Yeah.
Right.
You know, whatever. But like that comes from just realizing, you know, having moments where it's like, yeah, you realize people are going through it, and it's like, well, hey, listen, man, I'm here, you know, if you need anything. And because you mean what you say what you mean.
Mm-hmm.
That's integrity.
That's integrity.
Mm-hmm.
And that's something that I was raised with. Going through high school, our principal would constantly repeat that phrase over and over, and I never really knew what he meant until I was like an adult and everything. And so, but that's something that I've definitely tried to incorporate. If I say something, it's because I mean it.
Right.
You know, it's not always perfect, you know, but I try to live by that, especially when I, you know, with friends and everything. When I put something out there, I mean it.
Yeah. No, you're solid though, Mark, because I'll hit you up in a minute and you be like, oh yeah, hey. You know, like I've done that with you. I do that with Casey.
Yeah.
You know, so you know when people are really genuine, you know,
Right.
and if they have shit going on, they still come back, you know, and be there. But no, you are truly solid in that way. And maybe everybody don't have that either, you know, or feel comfortable enough. Because that's another thing. You got to put on a face. You got to act like.
You know what? But it's true, Shamika, because a lot of people don't have that shit.
Right.
And they don't have someone that's going to be genuine about it.
Right.
They don't. Because I could say, I think the most people that I'm talking to right now is probably like my staff.
Mm-hmm.
And I will sit there and talk with every single one of them about whatever fucking problem they're going through. Right. And then just for them to have, again, an ear to hear, like somebody's listening, and not saying shit, not fucking just listening.
Right.
And it's like, then you know, it's almost like a session where the tears start coming, and like I just had to get that off my chest. And thank you for not judging me. And it's like, fuck, you know,
right.
You know what I mean? But it makes me think that like they're talking to me. They're talking to somebody that's like in management at their work.
Right.
Rather than like having a friend or a family member or whatever. And then it just makes me grateful that like I can be that for somebody, even though if they don't have it in their own personal like
space.
That they have somebody outside of it that is still going to be that solid to that they can lean back on a little bit. And you know what I mean? And that's
priceless.
Yeah. I mean, think about like seriously growing up. Like I didn't fucking have anything like that where I can just like drop whatever I needed to in a well and know that like nobody was ever going to fucking hear it and just let me do my
unload
bend.
it.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna do anything with it. I won't weaponize it.
No, like you don't have any of that shit.
So how does one cope with compassion fatigue?
I think. Well, shit. When you found out, let me know.
Yeah.
It's like I did it this morning. I did it this morning.
Sex, drugs, and rock and roll. I don't know, but it does concern me though because I'm not like an animal person, right? I'm just not. Just you know, it's not my thing.
I am. Yeah. Animals are delicious.
I know you guys are, but I'm just not.
Korean barbecue after this?
Yeah. I love animals.
We ate shit. Sorry. But that's the first thing that came to my mind. I was like,
my God.
Mark, don't throw at me with a good ass time.
Please stop.
Spoony
oh my
will be
God.
picking me up in 10.
I cannot.
That does sound delicious.
But I had a friend who recently, it's just a random moments of being like, you should just
Right.
reach out to this person. I've been having a lot of that, right? So I reached out and the person was like, man, like I'm really going through it. Like
Mhm.
my pet died. And I was like, oh, okay. You know, normally I would be like, oh, okay, you know, like whatever. But I had like dropped a tear. I was like, damn, I care. You know, like,
Mhm.
and I think I really just cared because to me, that person
Was
really was
hurting.
close to,
Yeah.
they was what?
They were hurting.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, I thought you said something else. But yeah, they were hurting. And it was like this pet was like their family member. Like, even though I
Right.
can't, you know,
Mhm.
relate, but, you know, and I was like,
Yeah.
damn, I dropped a tear. And it's sad that I was shocked that I was like, damn, you care, you know? And I'm like,
Yeah.
fuck, am I getting really numb that I'm just like,
Well, I tell people a lot
You
of the time,
cry?
grief is grief,
yeah.
right? Whether it's a pet that you've had for however long or a family member or something, you have to grieve the loss regardless. But no, it makes sense. You know, that's your friend. They're hurting.
And I was shocked.
Yeah.
No, but like think about like that's probably like one of the major things that I cry about when like I watch a movie.
Mm-hmm.
Like if somebody's freaking family dog died and the kid is fucking
hmm
oh my God, you know what I mean? Like
Mhm.
there's certain things like that just when I see other people go through it for whatever reason,
Right.
that shit fucks me up. Like and it has to like
That's called empathy.
there's something about like true raw emotion of seeing somebody
Oh, yeah.
cry about
Yeah.
some shit
Yeah.
and you can tell if it's like how I mean as a therapist I think I can tell like how hard it's hitting by just
Right.
watching their
Yes.
body language.
Right.
Oh, yeah.
But to see somebody go through some like real fucking like just hurt
Right.
fucks me up and I don't know about for you guys but sometimes it catches me off guard where like when
Right.
I'm not a therapist I'm like so grateful so then I could like
Yeah.
you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Shed a tear. But like when it's like a client or something and it's just so fucking bad, it's like,
Yeah.
boy, I'm about to put the best poker face I've ever had and just to try to and I'm a crybaby anyways. Like you can good, bad, ugly, happy,
Mhm.
sad. Every one of my
Right.
emotions I
Right.
cry. And so it's like, oh fuck.
Yeah.
Like just put a fork in me because I have none of that. But no. The shit
Yeah.
fucks me up. So like you maybe seeing your friend, maybe because it was her and you could see the hurt in her. That's why
Mhm.
Yeah.
you know what I mean? Not necessarily the animal, but
The person.
the person. Like
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah, it fucked me up. I was like, oh, okay.
So
Yeah.
how have you coped when you've had compassion fatigue? What do you do?
I
I
can't say it on the
disconnect.
air.
To be honest, I disconnect and I have to find what I call like pockets of joy. Like I got to do something for
Okay.
me, whether that's yoga, workout, read, or just do nothing, just sleep. You know,
Mhm.
like I need a minute.
Yeah.
And so I tell people that all the time. I need a minute.
Yeah.
You know, and so my minute can look like whatever, but
Yeah.
that's my thing. I'll say it. Like I need a minute.
Yeah.
And so I just go and figure out what I need.
Okay.
Yeah.
I know for me that's
Hard.
very similar. Like even this weekend, right? Because I work a lot and everything.
Mhm.
I took Friday off, for the open houses, but I took the whole day, right? I
See?
took Friday,
Uh-huh.
I'm off Saturday, Sunday, and off Monday for the first day of school. And that was intentional because, it's like I need that time off. I need to spend time with the kids.
Yeah.
I could feel myself kind of starting to withdraw and like I'm somebody that escapes. So I'll play games on my phone or I'll escape into
Okay.
like my Switch or something like that to, kind of cope and like tired, try to make sure I'm getting more sleep and everything. But like learning to pay attention to the warning signs, right?
Yes.
One of the big warning signs for me is like just if my wife is like, hey, take some time off. You're never home or you're always working or you're always busy
Mhm.
and everything. That's a pretty big warning sign because that means it's coming. Even if it's not here, it's coming,
Right.
And so I start putting boundaries around my time with work around, so that I'm carving out time to just not. And so like my phone my clients use for my private practice, that gets put away.
Yeah.
So they can call, text, whatever. They ain't getting a response till it's time for me to pick that thing up again. And I try to rest, and I try to relax a little bit. Like you said, sometimes you just need some sleep too.
Yeah, you do. So
Sleep.
what was your 2 warning signs? I just want to know. 'cause then
So my wife is
for all
being
of us.
the first one, but like for me internally, it's when I don't want to get up in the morning.
Okay, so that's when you know.
Yeah, I know
You
I'm in a
get-
bad spot when it's
Okay.
like I don't want to get up in the morning.
Yeah, I don't
So-
want to every day though, and I'm wondering if it's because
Well-
I'm a lazy fuck.
No, you're not. You're definitely not. There's a difference
Spoonie
between
said you're not a lazy fuck.
Yeah.
Okay, so
There's-
you're good.
There's a difference between the typical There's a difference between like the typical get up in the morning and be like kind of whining, I don't want to go to work type thing,
Yeah,
versus you just like when I wake up and it feels like I just haven't slept,
Mm, okay.
and so that I don't want to go to work isn't the whining of, like I just don't want to go to work because I want to go have fun. Right. It's like I feel like I didn't recuperate.
yeah.
So what's your 2
my 2?
warning signs that you head into compassion fatigue?
Sorry, I just misheard you and I was like, wait, what?
Yeah.
You did say warning signs,
Yeah,
right? Okay.
yeah. What you thought? No, I don't even want to know. Go ahead.
I think it's just. I mean, I think my family they feel very comfortable with just telling me straight up.
Okay,
Which is good.
they know.
Yeah. So
Mhm.
like I was working graves for a hot minute and my ex-husband called me and said that Quincy was like going through it. Like she was not herself. She won't say what it is and she won't say this and this and this. And then I was like, fuck, I wonder what it is. And that day we were going to visit my family in California. And I went to go pick her up from her dad's house. And like she was already like crying and like she was just a mess. And so took her to the back of the bus and was like, hey, what's going on? And I was like, you're not going to get in trouble for saying like speaking your truth. You know what I mean? Like speaking.
Right.
She just flat out said like, I don't like you working at night. And here's the thing, like the night schedule, like she should already be in bed.
Right.
But her knowing that I'm not there,
Yeah.
fucking not liking it. And as soon as I saw like how much it affected her, I was like, so I'm not working graves whenever I have Quincy because that's just not going to be a
There we
thing. Like I'm
go.
not going to
Yeah.
have my baby suffer. And then like me just thinking like every night I'm just sitting there thinking like, fuck, she's upset or she doesn't get to, because everything else before that, like I sleep during the daytime. And so like I don't see her at all. And and me and her dad both worked graves at the same time. So she didn't see either one of us. And I felt good though that she was able and comfortable to say like, no, like this is not happening.
To even identify that.
Yeah. So like they're solid. I know when I've done too much. And then you guys know that I put in my notice for school to not teach. So like I'm cutting down where I can see it. And I almost asked for it back. I almost rescinded that shit.
That fear.
No, just because
retirement.
It's not the fear. It was more like I got into a different hobby and the shit's expensive. And I'm like, oh, I'm gonna need that extra cash. I need something slick. I know I ain't shit. But that's
So what is the new hobby?
I'm not no.
No, we don't even
I'm
know.
too
No, we don't
no,
know.
if you guys don't know.
No.
I'm not prepared to show that part
Not
of
yet.
my ass
Please.
because it
No.
is
Okay.
expensive and as if I didn't just go to Tokyo.
She's over here making it rain.
I didn't just go to Tokyo. I'm not going to Disney World with the kids and during Thanksgiving. Like I'm not doing all this other shit. Like I have no money to be
damn.
spending like this. And then this hobby, I'm like, but I feel like it's just healing me and like everybody else around me.
God.
And it's yeah.
You didn't start buying the boo-boos, did you?
Oh yes, I did.
Oh my God.
Yes, I did. And I dressed them so cool. Like my dude from Squid Games. And I do like
my
murder
girls-
scenes. Like I have mine has like ghost face masks and like a Jason
that's funny.
mask. They're not regular ones because I'm a weirdo. That's why.
Weirdo.
My girls are into those, and I just found out all about this stuff, and I was like, oh God.
So let me know. I got a whole box in the back of the car.
This
Yeah.
motherfucker slanging.
You
Let me know.
$30, $40 dresses.
CDs.
$40. $40 for a
Everything you
Labubu.
want.
Everything you want.
Everything.
Everything you want.
All right. So what's your closing thoughts, Marky Mark and the lovely bunch?
Man, bringing it back to 94.
Right.
So really at the end of the day, just pay attention to what's going on around you. And if you feel like you need to take some time off and get some rest, you probably should. You know, don't spend a lot of time like humming and hawing or worrying, you know, take some time off when you need some time off, especially if you're caretaking or the helping field or anything, because not doing so is probably far more detrimental than if you take a few days off.
Well, my motto lately has been you can understand, but don't self-abandon. So you can understand what everybody's going through and all that, but you need to make sure you're good. So that's what I'm rocking with. You can understand, but don't self-abandon. Make sure that you good, you know? Yeah.
I don't even think I have one. I'm like quiet and like I think about it like as I'm like, well, no, I mean like,
Yeah.
your feelings are like valid and don't let anybody try to make you feel guilty about how you feel when you're going through some shit. Because
please,
until a motherfucker walks in your actual shoes, they don't have any place to pass judgment on you.
Correct.
They don't hold weight in your life. Let that shit ride because it's not gonna fucking matter.
Right. All right.
Till they rocking in your Crocs.
Don't.
Listen. All right.
Mm-hmm. Step into my Cortezes and let me know what's good.
Mm-hmm. All right, close her out, Casey.
Close it out.
Don't mess with my money and don't mess with my D. Period.